But now let's get to another story. This morning, the Maryland father who was deported to El Salvador's mega prison after what the Trump administration described as an administrative error must remain behind bars. And now it's unclear when he'll get out. The news comes after the Supreme Court issued an administrative stay in the case yesterday. Now, the ruling temporarily blocks a district judge's previous order requiring the Trump administration to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the U.S. by midnight last night. We have NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos joining us with more. Danny, good morning. So Trump administration is a little confusing here, calling the Supreme Court's ruling yesterday a victory, even though they had said it was this administrative error. Garcia's attorney is saying that this case is far from over. First, I want to play a little bit of what he told our Kelly O'Donnell immediately after the ruling. We'll talk right after.
This is a temporary administrative stay. It doesn't say how many days or even hours it's going to last, but we have every confidence that the Supreme Court is going to resolve this matter as fast as possible.
Danny, what happens next in this case? What is the likelihood that Garcia is actually returned to the U.S. and when?
The Supreme Court's order here is not a victory. Here's what's happened so far. Just below in the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, that court rejected the administration's request to stay or pause the order requiring the government to bring back this person who was removed by 11:59 tonight. Now, this is something that is not a victory. An administrative stay is only saying, hey, we're just going to stop the clock while we read the briefs. We're not saying anybody wins or loses at this point. We just need time. And I suspect that had the district court not issued an order to require the return of Garcia so quickly, you might not have seen the same administrative stay. If the court had said, hey, bring him back in a week or even 72 hours, maybe the Supreme Court might not have issued the stay, but it might be because the requirement was so fast to bring him back that it may not even be feasible to bring someone back from that far away. But make no mistake about it, I don't normally make predictions. But if the government themselves have already conceded that this was a mistake, then it seems like if you're betting, I would bet not on the government on this.
So it's a little bit more like, okay, the 11:59 doesn't matter so much, but the principle still matters.
The principles still matter. And of course, the Supreme Court needs time to look at the briefing. And by the way, they may determine the same thing the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals did, which is that there's no reason to stop this order, although the clock is ticking and the order may expire before the Supreme Court can get to it. And that's why they issue that administrative stay. Again, nobody wins or loses on the administrative stay. It's just saying we need more time to read these briefs, some of which are 100 pages long.
Right. So, okay, so Danny, just if we rewind and back up a little bit, remind viewers, this was all happening. This man ended up in this prison because there was this kind of sweeping roundup of people that were deported under the Alien Enemies Act, which says, you know, essentially we are at war. This country needs to do this using this very old particular law, the Alien Enemies Act. The reasoning in this particular case was that they said that they were deporting members of a particular gang, Tren de Agua. Well, yesterday, related here, a little bit separate decision, but the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that it was okay for the United States to do exactly that. What does that mean for somebody like Garcia? They did say that those who are deported have to have due process. What does that even look like? What's it mean for Garcia?
Right, and that's another problem for the administration, that to the degree that due process is required, notice and a hearing, that doesn't seem to be happening. And the key with Garcia, he's got a very unique fact situation. In fact, he could have been deported, arguably, to almost any other country other than the one he was sent to, because that's what the withholding of removal, the order issued by the immigration judge back in 2019, that's what that order provided. Essentially, you can send him anywhere, just not El Salvador, and that's exactly where the administration sent him, because the immigration judge found in 2019 that he was likely to face some kind of violence or reprisal if sent back to that particular country.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.